The hardest part of success. Everyone talks about building it. Nobody talks about what it costs to have it. They tell you about the grind, the sacrifice, the early mornings and the missed dinners, and the years it takes to build something real. But nobody tells you what happens after the business works, after the revenue arrives, after you become the person you were trying to become. Because the hardest part of success isn't getting there. It's looking around when you do and realizing the life you built it for has quietly changed shape. The friends are different. The conversations are shorter. The things you used to do without thinking. You can't remember the last time you did them. And you can't say that out loud. Because from the outside, you have everything. I know this episode personally. When I started this business, I knew what it would take. I knew there would be long hours. I knew I would miss things, dinners, weekends, the ordinary moments that fill a life. I knew the people around me would feel it before I did. I accepted that. I told myself it was temporary, that once things were running, once I got to the other side of building my business, I would have it back. Someone even told me early on that my relationships would change. I remember pausing when they said it, taking it in, nodding. Okay, relationships will change, I understand. And then it actually happened. Understanding something and living it, those are not the same thing. The friends I thought would be there, some of them drifted. Not with drama, not with a conversation, just quietly, the way people do when your lives stop moving in the same direction. And the ones closest to me, those relationships changed too, in ways I didn't see coming. Because success changes the dynamic, whether you want it to or not. And you find yourself holding back, not out of arrogance, but out of care. You don't want to create distance. You don't want anyone to feel left behind. So, you manage what you say. You edit yourself in rooms full of people who love you. You can't talk about the business. Not really. Not with family, not with most friends. Not because they wouldn't try to understand, but because the gap between where you are and where they are has grown wide enough that the conversation doesn't quite land anymore. And so, you learn to live in that gap. You become fluent in two languages, the one you speak in the rooms where your success lives, and the one you speak everywhere else. And neither one tells the whole story, because the whole story doesn't have a room yet. That's the part that stays with you. But the relationships weren't the only thing I was learning to live with. What I didn't expect was that the cost would show up somewhere else too. Somewhere I thought I was safe. When I left corporate, I knew exactly what I didn't want anymore. Not the big house, not the fancy cars, not the time-consuming life, or the big travel, or any of the things that look successful from the outside. I wanted simpler, quieter, a life that actually fit the person I was becoming. So I created it, a country property. Renovations that kept it country, nothing fancy, just real. Over time, it became a place. A hand-dug pond with beautiful gardens and seating around it. Huge trees for shade. Then came the pool and patio, the fire pit for sitting and watching the flames. An office with walls of windows and natural light, where you could hear the birds while you worked. It was exactly what I had imagined when I was building it. A place to zone out, to meditate, to think, to finally breathe. And then I got there, and I couldn't sit in it. Not because it wasn't beautiful, it was. Not because I didn't want to, I did. My mind was too full. My body was too tired. I would finish work, and all I wanted was dinner and my cozy bed. The life I had created as my sanctuary became something I walked past every day without actually entering. Until one weekend, when friends came to visit. A simple barbecue dinner, with fresh-picked strawberries and cream for dessert. Eating outside on the patio by the pond. I was finally relaxed enough to just be there. and I started to notice things. A hummingbird at the feeder, birds bathing in the water, the sound of the trees moving, the way the sunlight moved across the property. Later, we had a fire, and I watched it, really watched it, for the first time in a while. As everyone was talking and laughing, enjoying the summer night by the fire, I heard the coyotes howling in the distance, and then an owl hooting behind us. I quietly smiled to myself, looking around the fire. Everyone else kept talking. Nobody noticed, except my husband. He caught my eye across the fire and smiled. We said our goodnights, and I remained at the fire. While moving the fire around so that it would go out on its own, something shifted. I sat down and realized that while building my business, I had also built a cage around myself. I just hadn't seen it. Not until that night. This is the thing that no one tells you about success. You will have all the things, but you will not have the time freedom to enjoy it until you stop long enough to notice the cage door was never locked. You know what it took to get here. The hours, the sacrifices, the version of your life you set aside because you believed it would be worth it on the other side. And most days, you still believe that. But somewhere along the way, something else happened too. The people closest to you started feeling a little further away, not because anything went wrong, but because you changed. And changing at this level touches everyone around you. You learn to hold back, to edit yourself, to keep things light in rooms where the truth would take too long to explain. And at the same time, you built the life you thought you wanted. The house, the space, the thing you always said you'd have time for once you made it. And you have it. You just don't have the time, or the stillness, or the version of yourself that knows how to sit in it without your mind already moving to the next thing. You built it. And somehow, you're still not free in it. That's not a flaw in your plan. That's not a sign that you did something wrong. That's the part of success nobody puts in the pitch. Here's what makes this particular problem so hard to see. It doesn't look like a problem. From the outside, everything is working. The relationships are still there, even if they're quieter than they used to be. The life is still beautiful, even if you can't remember the last time you actually sat in it. So there's nothing obvious to fix. No broken system, no failing strategy, nothing you can point to in a meeting and say, "Here, this is what's wrong." Which means you don't talk about it. Because what would you even say? That you're tired in a life everyone else would trade for? That you miss people who are still right there? That you built a sanctuary and somehow can't walk into it? So, you carry it quietly. And it doesn't go away. It just gets absorbed into the pace of everything else. Another thing you manage instead of feel, but it's still there. Underneath the calendar, underneath the next decision, underneath the version of you that has it together, waiting for you to stop long enough to notice it. The enemy here isn't outside advice. Nobody handed you a bad strategy. The enemy is quieter than that. It lives in a belief you adopted somewhere along the way and never questioned. If I just push through, it'll be worth it. So you pushed, through the long hours, through the missed dinners, through the version of yourself, and underneath all of it was a picture, the one everyone hands you of what success looks like. The house, the freedom, the time to finally enjoy what you built. Nobody mentioned that you could have all of it and still feel like you're standing in a locked cage. So, you kept pushing, because the picture said it would be worth it. Because admitting otherwise felt like admitting you'd done something wrong, when really you'd just been sold an incomplete version of the truth. That's the real enemy, not a bad plan, a belief that never got questioned. In closing, I want you to think about this. You can build everything you set out to build, the life, the home, the success that everyone can see, and still find yourself standing inside it, unable to exit. That's not failure. That's not a sign that you did it wrong. It's a sign you've been moving so long, so fast, for so many good reasons, that you forgot to stop and check whether the cage was ever actually locked. Anne Lamott once said, "Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you." And that includes the relationships you've been quietly managing instead of feeling. It includes the life you built and walk past. It includes you. You will have all the things, but you will not have the time or freedom to enjoy them until you stop long enough to notice. And if something in this conversation stayed with you, don't rush to resolve it. Sit with it. Sometimes clarity arrives the moment we stop forcing an answer. And if the problem needs a room of its own, you'll find the next step below. Until next time, this has been The Quiet Directive with Sylvia Mason. Find it where you listen.